Wow, wow, wow. I want to congratulate all of the people on their accomplishments from last quarter to this quarter. We have the best in store for this afternoon. Obviously, always Saturday afternoon seems to be the highlight of our Saturday training at an international event. I want to speak to all of you about a very important topic. We have a tremendous amount of information that we're going to cover this weekend, but I want to be very clear on what I'm going to cover is extremely important. Not to minimize the importance of any other training, but I'm going to cut to the chase here, folks, and just speak to you in the locker room. Will you give me permission to do that? We have to understand the positioning of where we are within the ACN program. Never before in the experience that I have in business have I been so sure on a destination that a company is going to fulfill. And it's going to reach its destiny probably in the next 10 to 20 years. And it's simply because of everything that we have put together, culminated, delivered to you, and packaged well this weekend. I truly believe the combination of the Will Play for Food and the Strive for Five for customers as well as IBOs is a game changer. And if it's not a game changer for you, you need to rethink it. Because I will tell you some stories about our industry and direct selling where companies were born out of a customer referral business, such as MCI. Remember MCI, everybody? Everybody should remember MCI. Family and friends, it was their way of getting customer referral, all benefiting the corporation, and it really grew some major companies in the 80s. Sprint was developed. No matter how big Sprint is today, Sprint was developed from a direct selling company called Sprint 2000. Now, this is all factual information for whatever doubters are in here, people that seek evidence to support any claims being made. The word I say to you is Google me. So, we are in a specific time with a specific company at a specific place where we can do two things that I believe will alter really the course of our lives and the people that we talk to about ACN, but more importantly, really bring along social change. That we can be one of the companies that are mentioned in the Will Play for Food Foundation as the premier customer gathering company that did the majority share of eradicating hunger for children in the United States, period. Being part of the Ronald McDonald House and that great global charity for the last 10 years, and all the millions of dollars that we've brought and the intention to the Ronald McDonald House charities, the attention alone has brought indirectly tremendous amount of money to Ronald McDonald House. Here we are today, 10 years strong, and now we're feeding the other end of the children, sick children, hungry children. And I'm telling you, as a dad of 5 beautiful children, that moves me. That moves me on the inside to understand it's greater than me. How many people understand when it's greater than you, you'll go the extra mile for a cause? And I can't begin to tell you how great a cause that we have. Now that's how I'm going to preface my training, because my training today is about running a successful ACN organization. At least it was. And I want to talk to you about running a successful ACN organization. Because the first things that matter, first and foremost, is knowing what you're part of. and knowing what you're part of as you reflect and the reasons why you do this, are you serious? I mean, totally sold out on changing your life? Now, if you do want to change your life, understand it isn't a game to change your life. I always say to people, if you enter into ACN, you've entered the major league of opportunity. Major leagues. This isn't a lottery ticket. This isn't a game of chance. This is your life. And I have to tell you, on a scale, on a short list of companies that can drastically alter the direction of your life, ACN has got to be right up there at the top globally. So it's a multi-million-dollar business, but here's the problem. As you know, we only spent $500 to get in it. Now, here's what's funny. 21 years ago, when I looked at this thing, it was $500. 21 years later, with billions of dollars that have already been recorded in sales, close to $1 billion a year as it is today, the look that we have on the online store, professional, the back office, the YBO business assistant, professional. We are a multi-billion-dollar company to be, with $1 billion look currently. And so in order for you to showcase on the customer front, the online store, and on the rep support back office, YBA, you gotta be professional. See, the thing that's lacking, the reason why people have a problem with network marketing or multi-level marketing is because they have bumped into way too many amateurs. We don't need any more amateurs in the network marketing or direct selling industry. Would you agree? So here's some important questions that I had to ask myself. I knew the criteria on how to measure an opportunity. I saw this when it was basically a startup. The biggest question I had is, who's making the money? I mean, if you come from direct selling, I want evidence to support why I should do this. Who are the most successful people in this company? What exactly are they doing? What is the system that they have in place that if I can follow based upon my experience, I'm thinking I can accelerate whatever they got based upon what I feel I can do? What is it that I need to know? Does it make sense? Can I do it? Will someone take a personal interest in my success and subsequent development? Are these questions important? Even if you did it, and even if you had talent, and you had the understanding of how to run a business, and let's say you were an entrepreneur, is it important that someone's going to help direct you? Is it important that if you win, I win? We all win. So these were important questions that we need to ask, so understand this. And hear me very carefully when I say this. ACN has done their job. As a matter of fact, they've over-delivered. They have over-delivered with Strive for 5 for IBOs and now Strive for 5 for customers and the Will Play for Food Foundation, tying all of that together. And what we're going to do, and we're going to work on continuously, is without your help, driving the Strive for 5 customer to customer and Will Play for Food without your participation. How many people would like to have that happen? We call that cross-marketing. We call that making sure customers know other services, core services that they can have, and maybe getting full service distribution in every home and every business, which will increase your residual income, and you didn't even participate. Is that something that is exciting that we'll continually work on to make it better? So understand there's two sides of the direct selling business. Number one is the direct selling skill set. And number two is the personal development piece. And I want to make sure you clearly understand you got to get yourself right no matter what you pursue. See, ACN has done its job, as I just mentioned. How many people in here, if I could just get some feedback, believe that what was announced by Tony Kupis and the way that he explained it to you is probably one of the single greatest announcements we've had in years for customer acquisition? Years. So ACN has done its job. ACN has a great presentation we put together. We've all worked on it. All the regional and senior vice presidents and Circle of Champion members have come together and put this thing together, and we've kind of knocked it out. We've kind of chiseled at it, made it better, constantly improving. Largest room in the world is the room for improvement. We know that from the company standpoint. We can always get better. But you see, the company's done its job, and when people say no to looking at it, they're saying no to the professional way that you're going at it. They're saying no to the lack of professional ancillary looks that we could provide them, that are available in the resources that we have. And here's my question to all of you. You know, developing leadership over many, many years and watching, you know, students that I've had the ability to be part of and even not be part of. What I've seen as the single biggest factor in their rise to the top is that they treated it with the honor, with the dignity, and with the respect that this opportunity deserves. And when you do that, the dividends start coming at you, just like they would come at you no matter what you committed to if you honored it. How many people would agree with that statement? So we're going to talk about the direct selling skills. You see, it's designed for average people, isn't it? Look who's in here. We got all kinds of people. As we were doing recognition, I met young people, tall people, people of all kinds of age and race and color and religion and faith. Good-looking people in our company, man. I don't know if you knew this, there's a lot of ugly people that make a lot of money in our company too. They just never show up at international training events. I don't get it, but we'll figure that out one day. But here's what I want to let you know. You can learn, study, implement, execute, apply, practice, and drill what anybody else has done before you and learn it yourself. I need to make sure you get this. You got to stop letting thoughts that are not congruent to make it an ACN. You got to stop letting it rent space in your head, folks, once and for all. I'm here to tell you that the reason why people are successful is because with intent and purpose, they made a decision to become successful, and they just did what successful people did in the skill set. We have everything in our back office. We have an unbelievable assistant for us in the back office to look professional, but it begins with us and our decision to learn these skills. Anybody can learn these skills. How many people would agree? Anybody can learn these skills. The issue is, and I need to get this out of the way, we all got obstacles. We all got things that we come across that distract us. All distractions are equal. It doesn't matter what the distraction is. But you got to overcome, and your why needs to be bigger than how. You got to have an enemy. You got to be purpose-driven in your life. Become purpose-driven, and no barrier, no obstacle, no temporary delay is going to stop you from being purpose-driven in your life. How many people understand purpose-driven living? So, as I said, most people don't take the profession seriously. And I knew that if I did this, I didn't understand why people that were truck drivers and waiters and mattress salesmen and teachers and people that were educated, that when they went to school and got their degree, they knew they would never make $1 million a year, most likely, right? But they were at the top of direct selling companies. And I was wondering, how can that be? And then I figured it out. They made a decision to do what other successful people did. They became organized. They followed a proven system. Let me tell you about this. Direct Selling News is an industry trade magazine in network marketing and multi-level and direct selling in general, even if it's not multi-level. Here's some news for you. The 2014, is it current, by the way? 2014 Direct Selling News June issue stated, new research from the Harris Poll commissioned by Direct Selling News found that buying person-to-person environment, not a fixed site retail location, is extremely high right now. 156 million people, 2 out of every 3 U.S. adults, purchase from a direct seller. That is a staggering statistic, folks. Do you agree? Listen to this. An online survey performed in the last 6 months stated that adults 18 or older, 81 million people in the last 6 months have purchased from a direct seller. And globally in sales, $167 billion in revenue, 87 million direct sellers globally. Do you think that will quiet some of the doubters down? What do you think? You think that will keep them a little quiet? See, I'm letting you know, the facts state the facts. But the people that knock us off course sometimes are people that we go to. We want to show them how they can improve the quality of their life, but the reality that you come away with is that they've never made a goal for their life. And that's the reason why they're not really achieving much in their life. But they have an opinion for the goals in your life, don't they? And they're trying to talk you out of your dream and your goal, and because you're so excited about your goal, and because you set goal, let me tell you what all they're doing, they're revealing their own insecurities. That's it. They're just insecure that they don't have the courage to step out from the crowd. But let me tell you this, courage has been placed in all of our hearts. And it is the expectation that one day it will be summoned. This weekend, whatever courage is in your heart, let it be summoned. We got some kids to feed, folks, don't we? We got purpose to do this, don't we? And people can have free service. And we're not talking about IBOs. We're talking about customers having free service in a worthy cause. And by the way, haven't you noticed, I don't know any other telecom energy company that is doing social things like we are, tied to every customer that's being acquired. I'm not saying they don't have philanthropic divisions and they don't have benevolent causes. Here's what I am saying. I'm saying that every core ACN customer now and into the future is tied to feeding children. And how can you not love it, folks? I'm going to look at people a little differently today. If I lean on my favor and ask them to help me and give it a try, and then I weave in the we'll play for food, right, in the customer acquisition process, if they don't want to be an IBO and they don't want to feed a kid, if I know them real well, I'll let them know that's pathetic. Do we have people that we know real well that sometimes make just decisions just to test you? And I just want to let you know that no matter what, you can say this to people. If they say no to your favor, if they say no to we'll play for food, that's okay. Don't worry about it. The kid doesn't know that you said no. And I won't tell them. But let me tell you this, if you ever need anything for the rest of your life and you need it from me, call me. You can always count on me, brother. "50% of the time, that person may be calling back later that day and saying, no, I was thinking about what you said. So professionals get paid, amateurs don't. See, all I want you to do, here's my message for you, is that I want you to not just own it, I want you to internalize it. I want it to become part of the fabric of who you are. I want you to know that your kids are watching you in your journey in ACN. You know, there's a lot of quitters in this world. You know why they turn out to be quitters? Because in a lot of cases, their parents were quitters. Now, I want you to stay with me here, but how many people agree with this statement? What parents do in moderation, your kids will do in excess. So all I'm saying to you is your kids are watching you. They're seeing how excited you are. They're seeing that you're going after this thing. They understand you're feeding kids now. Here's my point. I want all of you to enroll your children in helping feeding kids that are their age, a little younger, a little older. Get the family involved and let it be a family movement to eradicate childhood hunger. Your kid coming home from school saying, "Hey, Dad, I think I got 3 customers. I got 3 of my friends want to feed hungry kids." Is there anything better than planting that seed of caring for the world into your children's hearts? To me, it doesn't get any better than that, folks. Just doesn't get any better than that. So here are the direct selling skills we ask you to do that you're going to be trained on this weekend. And once again, my talk is about getting serious about this business, being professional about this business, and having the professional resources that the company provides you. I want to let you know, in leadership, we also heard from Sheila Marcello and the team. In the last 3 years, folks, understand this. We have had 75 communication, media, and marketing awards. 75. And by the way, not in direct selling. They won the awards over companies like HBO. They're in the film business. They're in the communication and media business. And we won the award, and they didn't. Is that pretty staggering, yes or no? I'm telling you, every company that you know of that communicates and wants to communicate the right messaging for their billion-dollar conglomerate, we beat based upon what we've put together in ACN for us. They measured it, what they did for their companies, and we beat them. 75 awards. And here's what I'm trying to say to you. We need to use the resources for ACM a little bit more effectively today, and everybody should be using the online storefront. Everybody need to be using that contact center, utilizing the videos somehow, some way, understanding there is a place for them in your business. Now, there's a lot of organizations in here that have different ways of placing importance on different methods of going at launching the business and all these skills of presenting and prospecting and making the list and customer acquisition. But in my opinion, organizational skills are the most important when people look at you professionally. If I asked all of you, let me see your daily calendar. Some of you would be embarrassed to show me. Some of you would be excited to show me because you want to show me all the activity that you have in a given day. I'm here to tell you, we have a contact center app that when you sit down with people and you launch them, you can put your entire list on your smartphone. So let's say you go out, the person doesn't want to become an IBO, or they're in the pipeline, they haven't said yes, they haven't said no, we sold the next event. Isn't that what we do, everybody? Right? We go into our car, we sit in our car for a second before we start it up, we open up our contact center, we put in there coming to Saturday or the follow-up. Let's say they said no. We can put a 90 days, if I told them 90 days I'll circle back, I'm gonna put a 90-day thing in here, and all of a sudden 90 days from that moment, that'll pop up on my daily calendar. How many people think that's important to stay organized? And remember, I'm going to cover this because in the skills of all these things, promoting events, leadership development, duplication, customer acquisition, it's the basics that got me in the business. See the people. How easy is that to understand? See the people. I see the people. Right? And then it's tell the story, show the plan, but professionally invite. So realize we're working from a list. We're going to work from that contact center. Words that work. We're going to follow our scripts. Let me talk to business owners for a second that have been extremely successful. And I know this for a fact that year after year, and it's been amazing, the amount of incredibly successful people that have entered into our business. And they became extremely successful because they were teachable and they probably followed a system within building their company, and they treated their people right. They paid their people great income that deserved, that they did deserve, of course. Quality people need quality incomes, right, to retain them. But the bottom line is, you're in this new business called ACN. And here's what I can tell you about the extremely successful people that may have just entered into our business. They know to remain teachable. Just be coachable. Because if you can tell me what I need to do, I can do it. Because the most successful people, as an example, have tremendous contact lists. They have a tremendous amount of credibility and respect. No matter what they do and where they go, if they make a phone call, they're going to get the ear of anybody they call. But they need to know that there's a system. And if we don't have a system and we're running by our pants, right, by the skin of our pants, they're going to recognize that immediately. People look for a crack in your armor. Is it true? Everybody's looking for the reasons why they shouldn't do it, no matter how many reasons there are. But here's what I'm going to say again. I can't get it out of my mind. I mean, you may be able to see the bags under my eyes, but let me tell you, my bags are a little bigger this weekend. And let me tell you why, because I can't get out of my mind what the We'll Play for Food and the Strive for Five for customers is going to do for our company, especially if you embrace and accept what we got is the most unbelievable thing that we've announced in years. And you will, when you think about it, and you think about all these things that we can tie in professionally, sending the We'll Play for Food video out to people, and you can send it out periodically. We have video emails. We have all this context that we can manipulate, customize an email, make it our own, attach it to one of the emails that are the video emails that are relevant to where they are in the process of recruiting or customer acquisition. It's going to be great. Jim Rohn said, if you share a good idea long enough, folks, in telling the story, right, in seeing the people, it'll fall on good ears. Is it true or not? And so make everyone aware of this opportunity. Everyone become a great inviter. And I think you know this. One of the issues that you have is that you get upset when people don't come to a meeting. They didn't say no to the information. You just get really upset that you can't get people to meetings. Is that ACN's issue or is that your issue? I can't hear you. It's your issue. So you need to become a professional inviter. You need to understand how you're sounding to other people. And if you don't like what you're saying, why would you expect anybody else to like it? Is that pretty simple, folks? So professionally invite, okay? See the people. Become a great inviter. Next. Tell the story, presenting. The biggest presentation you make every single day is the presentation you give yourself. So you got to recruit yourself first. You got to be all in to go all out. Everything all the time, every day for the time that you give it. Out of control. How many people want to have so many customers, so many people interested, so many people getting started? You're part-time, you have no idea how you're going to do it, but how many people want that problem? Don't we all want that problem? I say to somebody that says that, hey, they told me 8 hours a week, 10 hours a week, and they say, man, all these people are getting in. I have no idea I'm going to do it. You know, doesn't it sound like, But I say, are you bragging or are you complaining? Are you bragging about what's everything, or are you complaining? I don't understand what you're saying. Isn't that the problem you want? So understand this. Have you bought you? Have you recruited yourself? Have you given the presentation to yourself? What music pumps you up in the morning, man? How many people in here have a ritual? Part of your ritual needs to be when you get up in the morning, I have my coffee, I do my meditation, I do my spiritual work. I start my day. Morning is very important to me. I love the morning. How many people in here love the morning? I love the morning. And there's a lot of people in here that are not morning people. I just happen to be a morning person. But I love, planning my day. It's all in front of me of what I'm going to do. I know that I have a lot to do in helping people explain this business. That means I got to get myself right. I got people depending on me. I have to have a sense of responsibility and obligation to deliver the goods that people are asking me to deliver for them. They got involved indirectly because of me or directly because of me. Understand that. Don't think that you don't count. Don't think that you don't matter, because whatever in your group, remember, if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't be in it. So they have an obligation. You have an obligation to fulfill your responsibility with them. And you got to really be good at being in love with where we are as a company. And here's what I want you to know. One thing that you should read is our Success from Home magazine. The new magazine that came out will be on, in the next 6 weeks. It'll be on, well, probably earlier than that, a month. It'll be on every magazine thing in North America, magazine rack. And that's pretty exciting, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to know where our company's positioned. I want you to know where our industry is positioned. Do you know why? I want you to know. Do you know why? Because that's what professionals do. I want you to be professional. Well, I've never done anything like this before, so what? Who cares if you've never done anything like this before? I don't care. Greg Provenzano doesn't care. The co-founders don't care. Only you care. And that isn't the way it works, folks. You can do and be and have anything you want to do, be, and have if you have a made-up mind. If you have a purpose-driven life and you're filling your mind with the right thoughts, you're limiting the associations that don't feed your goals, you're bringing new people into your lives that have rewired you to fulfill your destiny, and you are putting yourself in an environment that is conducive to massive success and successful living. There's nothing like living successfully. Is it true or is it not? And you're with a company that helps you get there. That's my point. So own this information, and then showing the plan. That means the plan to make money. Here's what I've noticed, and here's what I want you to know. Through all the training we have on the back office, with the business assistant, with the tremendous library of training from our top circle of champion members and top leaders in our company worldwide, how can it be you can't study and educate this thing by hitting play and rewind, play and rewind, play and rewind? I learned the entire network marketing industry hitting play and rewind. Play and rewind, 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 play, rewind, play. I like that part. Play, rewind, play. I like that little part. Got it. I got it, man. I got it. And man, and all of a sudden, when I started speaking it, because I sold myself out, I surrendered to the cause. It was part of my fabric. I owned it. I decided to swallow it. It's me. It's moment to moment. It doesn't matter. People started gravitating toward me like never before. And the same thing will happen to every one of you that own it, that make a decision to become successful and professional. Know how you're getting paid, folks. Some of you do a great job at explaining the business, but guess what you do? You do a botchy job on how to make money. Could we learn the compensation plan better? Yes or no? If somebody asks you, how could I make $2,000? I'm going to ask them a series of questions, right? You want to make $2,000? If I could make $2,000, what would it be worthwhile for you to make, for you to get started in ACN? If I could make a couple grand, I said, well, okay, how many hours a week are you willing to give it? They said, 10, I could give it 10 hours a week. How many months working 10 hours a week are you willing to do it until you make that 2 grand? 3. Oh, wait a minute now. So you're telling me, and that's exciting. Because if you're giving it 3 months, working 10 hours a week to make $2,000, if I could show you a way how to do that, would you be ready to get to the first earned position this week? Now, how do we do that? Just show them the promotional bonus. How do you do that? Just say, here's what we can do on a personal side. We'll play for food. Strive for 5 IBOs. Strive for 5 customer. You'll be getting customers. Your residual income will increase, certainly on what you can measure, but how about what you can't measure? Because of customer strive for 5. Working whether you're working or not. How many people are understanding what I'm saying here? About things, conversations that are taking place about helping feeding children, and they're happy customers, and meanwhile they're talking to people, and the more customers you get, with the causal effect of the reason why they became a customer, because of will play for food, and they start talking to their mother, their father, their son, their daughter, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, niece, cousin, and they're talking about feeding kids, eradicating hunger, and you're not part of one conversation. Come on, show me you're excited about that. Come on. Holy cow. That's what I'm talking about. Now you get it? I know you get it. Took me a while though, right? You just heard it today. I've known about this for a week. Therefore, there's the bags under my eyes. So customer acquisition, another skill set. It's true residual income. You control what you do, right? So it doesn't matter if you can't recruit. Acquire customers through the will play for food. True or not? Do we have enough customers that have value in order to do that? Yes or no? Absolutely. No excuses not to make money. Absolutely zero. Absolutely zero. I don't care who you are. Zero. We're feeding kids. You want to feed a kid, don't you? Feed a kid. Feed a kid. Feed a kid. The good news is, what's the good news for you? The kid really doesn't know you said no. You're okay. Can we use that? Yes or no? ACN has done its part. It's a great service offering, back office and downline reporting, folks. We got these unbelievable features that once and for all, folks, once and for all. I mean, just the benefits on building the business, let alone the last thing I'm going to talk about. It's amazing what we've done as a company and giving you all these things for you to utilize. So launching new IBOs, one of the most important elements of success is getting started right away and correctly. Mastering the launch, it sets the pace of your income. It gives you the chemistry between a new IBO and the upline expert or the direct sponsor. Values and belief of why and what needs to be explained. That is very, very important in our process of launching people. And we always give people that sense of urgency, and that sense of purpose for doing it. And with the will play for food, with the contact management system of where you can list all your people, letting people see the alert program that we have, that when every time somebody reaches, it gets qualified, you get an alert. You know, you get a new IBO gets qualified, get an alert. You get a new team rank, gets an alert. How would you like to be sitting with people and your phone just keeps on beep, 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 beep. People say, what's up with your phone? Oh, that's the cash register, actually. I have that's the 21st century cash register. Oh, you don't have one of these? So alerts, the contact management system is your central command for doing your business. Now, I want you to know you're all here, but listen to what I put together for you. If you're taking pictures, take pictures, because there is nothing as important to your organization as building for events. Nothing. 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 The IBOs who get the most people to the events have the most production and make the most money, have the most rank and pin levels. They explode from quarter to quarter. The business has to be bigger than you. So if you're in your local market and they've gone through the weekly meeting, they've gone to the regional training, but when they come here, they say, holy cow, you filled up an entire arena of people all excited about what I'm excited about in my little town. They're excited from big cities, small city, everywhere in America and Canada. They've all come in. We also have some people here from Mexico this weekend that are excited about the launch on July 12th. The bottom line, it's got to be bigger than you. Just the fact we're in 24 countries, is it bigger than you? It's bigger than you. All right, so understand when you allow the event to do its magic, is it magical? Is this event magical? Can it be magical? In your vision for what it can be for yourself, the organizational vision becomes clearly defined. The thinking shifts, the belief catapults, and the people start seeing what is possible. And because of the events, you sense an unexplainable sense of purpose to accomplish something great. Great. But it really is about when you build this business, everything is in follow-up and follow-through. There is a fortune in the follow-up. Follow-up is not a skill, it's a discipline. If you don't follow up, check it out. You'll never have a big check, I promise you. I promise you. If you start, you must finish what you start. It's called total disposition. And folks, maybes are only good for about a week to 10 days. But after that, knock them off the fence. You're either in or you're out. You're going to feed a kid. I'll circle back in 90 days, put you in my contact center. I'm going to send you a Will Play for Food video, right? I'm going to make sure I use my professional tools and I do what professionals do. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. That's what follow through to completion is all about. Is it important as professionals, yes or no? So do what you say you're going to do. Always take charge of the follow-up. That's also a big mistake I see. Hey, give me your information, I'll call you. No, you give me your information. I'm going to control the follow-up. How many people know what I'm talking about? They get your information. You know you're not hearing from them, right? No isn't no forever. It could be timing, the information, or maybe you're just not showing it the way that you need to show up. Maybe the reason they're saying no is because of you. They lack the confidence in following you. You're not really ready to lead them or maybe in their minds, many other people. I appreciate your information, but I respectfully decline. So the fortune is in the follow-up. And lastly, remember this, ACN is a volunteer sport. You're going to do it because, people are going to do it because they want to do it. You can't make someone do it. You do it because they see the value in it. You do it because you like what, you see it the way that I did, and you do it with me. So understand that, folks. Always realize that no doesn't mean no forever. It just means no now. That's incorrectly written. That's okay. What I meant to say was, realize no isn't no forever. Everybody got that? You can always circle back in 90 days with your success stories where the timing will be better. And lastly, success in this business is mainly, number one, about knowing what you're part of and knowing how you need to show up. You've got to personally develop. If you want things to change, you need to change. You want things to get better, you need to get better. You want to have more in life, become more in life. You can't get to where you want to go by remaining who you currently are. You need to grow. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't ask for less challenges, develop more skill. Are we clear? That's what this is about. And with our Success on Demand library, anybody that signs up, the very first day they sign up, there's a 30-day program. I went through it. I highly recommend every new rep. Remember the ritual? You're developing a habit. Habits happen by doing them day after day. They're daily, but they have to become a ritual, and your life will change because of the thoughts that you place in your mind willingly and purposefully and with intent. So understand, a complete library, most of the recent trainings, Success on Demand, we have an app on our phone. We can actually be driving from appointment to appointment, listen to the favorite voices that we love to hear that will help us grow and maybe enlighten us when we get to the next appointment, help us utilize what we just heard in the car and implement it, execute it, apply it, and boom, it created revenue for you. Is that exciting? Here's what Brian Tracy says, successful people simply those with successful habits. And here's a big statement that I learned back in the 80s, and here's what he said. He said, you should take 10% of your income and devote it to personal development. And I'm going to ask you a question. How many of you in here have ever taken 10% of your income and solely create yourself a library of personal development from it in your annual income? I'm just going to say probably not many, But if you did, it would drastically change your life. So what do professionals use? They utilize professional resources. If we beat out HBO and other billion-dollar companies, folks, too many to name. I mean, when I talk about media communication and marketing, we're talking about the biggest companies in the world. We won these awards over them. And look at all the things they put together for us. We got to utilize these on a daily basis. I know we have a big weekend ahead of us, but as your conversations happen with each other for the remainder of this weekend, know this: you can do it. I've never been more confident. I've never been more sure. I've never felt like I do about what is going to happen with the revenue in this company and with the promotions that will happen in the next couple years. 1 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion, 10 billion. You heard Greg Provenzano for a couple last year, 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion in the promotional videos that we have. And all I can tell you, I see it now. And when you see it, you'll be part of 2 billion, 3 billion, and 5 billion. Have the remainder of a great weekend, everyone. God bless all of you.